So we're going to do this gradient project. If you go on to Canvas, under Gradients, you can download the Photoshop template. Click on that, and it looks like this. I already laid it out for you with the 6 equal spaces spaced out on a landscape sheet. You're going to, there's a Word document here, and then I also printed out 10 copies of the instructions, so you can either use the Word document or you can use the handout. It's the same thing, depending on what you want. But that will walk you through step by step. If you have any questions on how to do it, just read the directions. It says open the image of you with the background deleted. So find your image with the background deleted that we did yesterday. If you don't have it, then you need to do it again. I told you like 4 times to save it yesterday. Wyatt, make sure you're watching this up here. At the top of your part, select it with the rectangle selection tool. Use your move tool, which is that right there, and move it over to the template file. Obviously it's really small, so we need to stretch it. Okay, that's Control T, or Edit Free Transform. Hold the Shift key so that when you stretch it, it's proportionate. Using the Shift key, hit the little check mark. Now, the fast way to make copies is by holding the Alt key. So you Alt and drag to make copies. So Alt key, drag, drag. And instead of doing one by one, which you can do, and that's fine, I'm going to select all 3 of them, hold the Alt key down, and go down. When you do that, make sure that they're on the bottom here. And try to center them inside each of the little spaces so they fit in. Okay? Then it says select the bottom layer, which is the background layer. So here's the background layer. Select that. Grab your rectangle marquee tool and select the first space. Okay, that way when we do our tool, it's only going to affect this space. So the tool we want is called the gradient tool. Okay, it's nested with the paint bucket tool. And it looks like a little rectangle that goes from black to white. And when you click and drag, you get a cool background that goes from your foreground color to your background color. Right, so blue to black. I could change this to any color I want. Every time you click and drag, it does a new one. Notice that it goes the direction I'm going. So I'm going from the corner to corner. If I go from side to side, top to bottom, if I make it small, the transition is smaller. If I make it long, it's spread out. You also have a round one. You got this weird like pinchy one. You got this one here and this other one. So you have all these options to play with. These options are kind of lame until you go and click on this and try one of these other presets, especially this next to last one here. Now, those little options give you squares and diamonds and lines and this really cool like starburst kind of thing. And also circles. But notice that if I use one of these other ones, it will go over top of all that. Okay, and what you want to do is then deselect, grab the next square, and do some other cool background with some other cool colors of your choice. When you're playing with these, you can also change this down here. So if I had this one, I could double click on the colors here. This thing's called a color stop. You can double click on it and change the color. You gotta make sure you're watching this. And do all things. You can move these around. You can add ones holding the Alt key. And now I could add another color. You can move these around. This shows you where the transition happens. So I want a little bit of blue or maybe a lot of blue. So you can really customize this pretty much any way you want. And when you're done, you get something cool like this. Text your name on it, and then we'll print it. Bring it up for grading, okay? All right.